Hey guys, I'm Dov, and today I'm back with more Total War Warhammer 2 online action, and would you look at these fine, thick ladies here. We're going to be taking the Vampire Coast up against the Empire today, so let's get straight to the builds here. Silostro with Queen Bess. We've got the Black Spot protecting, a single unit of Syrenes with the Lamprey's Revenge, whole mess of zombies here, Tide of Skjold, included with a couple of regular deckhand mobs and plenty of polearms as well. We've also got two Scurvy Dogs hidden in the woods over yonder. Meanwhile, for the Empire force against us, we've got VOLKMAR the Grim, as well as a Light Wizard rocking, let's see here, Foz Protection and Net of Ammon Talk, no surprise there. VOLKMAR's got sorted goodies up on his chariot. We've got the Hammer of Witches, Swordsman, Sigmar's Son Swordsman with some free company, Spearmen with shields, Flagellants, some Empire Knights to protect, plenty more free company, some Halberdiers as well, and Spearmen, so a nice infantry heavy force with just a few Empire Knights to protect. But here comes Queen Bess, already dropping shots, counter-firing on the Hammer of Witches there. Obviously, Hammer of Witches much cheaper, but it is a major threat to Queen Bess, so in order to help protect here, I'm going to try and counter-fire. VOLKMAR the Grim coming in, dropping that Grand Shield of Faith, which does actually protect a little bit there, but I think Queen Bess does enough missile damage that she'll just one-shot the unit models anyway. But yeah, I'm going to be having to pop that Invocation of Nehek on the crew there, just to make sure that Queen Bess stays healthy. And I'm not 100% sure if Invocation actually heals the artillery piece herself, but I like to think it does. At the very least, it'll heal the crew and keep her firing for a little bit longer here. Yeah, we're just about able to take out the Hammer of Witches, but being a regiment of renown, you know, thankfully their crew has decent leadership. They are hanging around for the moment. Meanwhile, Empire, realizing they need to push forward, going to go ahead and do so here. VOLKMAR acting as the vanguard, of course. Black Spot actually don't have the best line of sight here, so despite their long range, they're going to have a hard time firing onto this immediate downward slope area. So that's going to be a little bit rough, but we will push forward. Of course, Fleet Captain, Lord of Vampires as well, so we're looking for plenty of summons. Meanwhile, yeah, dropping some heat on the Sigmar's Sons there. I thought the Hammer of Witches was going to rout off there, but unfortunately it looks like the crew stabilized. Still all three guns online as well, so we are going to have to potentially dedicate some more shots or else run the Hounds back there. I decided to go ahead and run the Hounds back there, but I think I'm going to go ahead and pop a shot back there anyway. And this is going to prove to be a little bit of a mistake. You can see some serious damage on Queen Bess's crew there as a direct hit. Again, Invocation of Nehek going to heal them, and the Black Spot just a little bit there, make sure they stay online. But I'm going to go ahead and throw my Hounds out here. There's really not that many good targets for me to go after outside of the Hammer of Witches, and I'm going to regret throwing these guys out here later. We'll see if I'm able to keep them alive, you know, in this situation. But Empire State troops, definitely pretty scary to the zombies. I mean, we should be able to do okay with, like, the Lamprey's Revenge, as long as the Syrenes don't get hit by the silver bullets too hard, or, you know, charged by VOLKMAR, then we should be okay. There's some magic damage options on the field. See the Empire Knights pushing up and around the flank here. I'm going to go ahead and maneuver the Black Spot into a protection position, of course, with their armor-piercing missiles and their charge defense, anti-large armor-piercing, going to be excellent for protecting this backline area. Queen Bess still online despite the crumbling. Going to be able to drop a few more shots. A beautiful hit on those Flagellants there, doing a ton of damage. And yeah, you can see I'm going to miss-micro my Hounds a little bit here, and very well played to my opponent being able to net one of them. The other one I'm going to go ahead and try and pull to the front line, but losing out these two mobile units here is going to be very key. Likewise, Black Spot getting some good fire here on the Empire Knights, also going to be quite important. But VOLKMAR looked like he was going to drop a banishment there. I'm not 100% sure. Must have actually accidentally clicked the other ability just in time. But it looks like, yeah, we're going to go ahead and drop a Vanguard's Revenge here. This is quite an expensive spell just to clear out the Sigmar's Sons and another unit of swordsmen, but it's definitely going to clear them out. And we are going to be able to clear out the other swordsman with the Lamprey's Revenge. So far, frontline engagement looking pretty favorable. Queen Bess still online, able to get one more shot here as VOLKMAR comes in and tries to disrupt the crew. I'm going to try and use the crabs to block VOLKMAR in, and you can see the Black Spot providing some excellent fire there on those Empire Knights. Unfortunately, my Hounds just all got crumbled away there, and what that means is I'm not going to have enough to chase routing units when we start to get some breaks here. Those swordsmen that broke already were shattered, but yeah, Empire Knights charging from the front here. Unfortunately, because VOLKMAR kind of sandwiches them, they're not going to get their bracing bonus, and will take quite a bit of shock damage from that. We're going to go ahead and summon up the Knights Errant, which, considering VOLKMAR has magic damage, that's probably wasn't the best idea in the world, but yeah. VOLKMAR is going to go ahead and drop a banishment right here, which should do a ton of damage to those Knights Errant. Likewise, again, sacrificing my sole mobile unit here, I really needed to push these guys out. You can see the Sirens are able to terrify a few units away here. If I had summoned them, and rather than going after the Empire Knights, for example, sweep up and around this way and hit these Free Company, that would have been a lot better use of that. As it is, pushing some zombies out there, and the front line's still going relatively well. The Sirens are able to get some good terror routes here, but the Silver Bullets, you can see, I don't have the mobility to get at them, and they're going to be able to draw a clean bead here and start to get some effective fire on those Sirens there, and you can see they are taking some decent damage. It will take some time for them to get worn down, but meanwhile, VOLKMAR in the back line, again, not really able to catch him up here. The Empire Knights holding out a little bit longer than I wanted them to. Yeah, considering they're surrounded by terror-causing units, I thought they would have routed off a little bit sooner there, but not sure what that was. Maybe the Scorch, I guess? Yeah, that was probably the Scorch. Looks like he was trying to go after Salostra, but clean miss there. Meanwhile, the zombies, again, just the fact that I'm not fast enough to catch, especially like these Free Company, they're going to be able to get really good fire in. Same thing with these Silver Bullets here, so yeah. Balance of power in my favor slightly at this point. The zombies pushing through, trying to duel it out with Empire State Troops. Spearmen will actually trade okay against zombies. It's not going to be the best thing in the world, but the captain here going after the VOLKMAR. Yes, the VOLKMAR, the absolute unit that is VOLKMAR the Grim on his chariot, being chased down there. He's going to be able to easily plow through those zombies. They might be able to get a couple hits in, but we are going to try and summon up some crabs, but I'm a little bit late on my timing there. I wanted to get the crabs in a full surround around VOLKMAR, but with the taunt on him, he is going to be slow enough that the crabs can catch him and start to do a little bit of damage here. Meanwhile, the Sirens, I'm trying to keep them out of line of fire of the Silver Bullets, but the Silver Bullets now have turned their attention to the Lamprey's Revenge and have been getting some super effective fire on them. So yeah, Silver Bullets definitely proving to be a major pain for me right now. The Halberdiers, of course, with their anti-large AP also doing well against the Lamprey's Revenge there. I'm going to try and come terrify them away with the Sirens. Unfortunately, my fleet captain's too far away, and Invocation of Nehek is on cooldown anyway. Otherwise, I would definitely try and save these Lamprey's Revenge if we potentially could keep them around until the late game. You can see, unfortunately, Queen Bess was broken. She did get to use all of her ammo, but Black Spot in firing battle with Free Company Militia isn't going to be the best. I do think the Free Company are actually out of range, so that's actually not too bad. But again, that magic armor piercing damage just being an absolute menace in this late game situation. VOLKMAR is caught up by some crabs, though. You can see the Rotting Prometheans, the fleet captain, soaking in with some zombies with pole arms as well, all getting some good hits here on VOLKMAR, doing quite a bit of damage to him. Of course, he can regenerate, so he'll probably be able to outlast, but we'll see here, using the damage mitigation, Faw's Protection, Grand Shield of Faith. Again, we're going to keep that taunt up on him as long as possible, keep that melee defense down, and unfortunately he is able to squeak away just barely there from the crabs. They're not able to hold him in, and you can see the Lamprey's Revenge barely hanging on here. We finished off the Empire Knights just aggressively pathing everything, trying to get on those Silver Bullets to protect my Sirens. A little bit of a last samurai charge as they face the magic damage of the gunpowder here. Lamprey's Revenge are going to get into contact here with the three of them that remain here, just barely hanging on because of their regeneration. Overwatch fire from those Free Company, though, and you can see the Black Spot have got tangled up with some Halberdiers, which is definitely not ideal for me. So starting to run out of gas a little bit here, despite the fact the balance of power is pretty well in my favor at this point. The Vampire Fleet Captain, Zombie Deckhands, relatively healthy at this point. Silostra is also relatively healthy as well, which is why the leadership is so much in my favor, but Silver Bullets, I'm able to terrify them away here, but I don't have the mobility to chase them down. Like, the Sirens are crumbling, they're not going to be able to finish these guys off here. The Lamprey's Revenge about to go down there, just barely hanging on, and they do get finished off, unfortunately, so that's going to send a lot of these other zombies into crumbling, and yeah, pretty soon Salostra's going to be completely isolated over here, and if those Silver Bullets come back from routing and get a clean bead on her, that's going to be a big problem. Not to mention VOLKMAR charging her in the face could be a big problem, so I'm going to try and bring her back and reunify with these halberds and this fleet captain here. And it was at this point that I was kicking myself for misusing those hounds and those damned knights errant, both literally and figuratively, so badly. If I had them in this, late game situation, or even if I had used them more appropriately at the time that I had them to shut down key missile units, it would have been a lot more effective. But instead, misusing them, getting them caught up in that net. I thought maybe I was going to be able to go after the Bright Wizard there, but I actually didn't check to see if he had Net of Amantok, and I mean, obviously that was a big problem in the end. Silostra and the Crab going to try and get through here and finish off some free company. Looks like a Banishment being thrown down by VOLKMAR. Probably ought to have used that a little bit sooner, but it is going to catch up those deckhands that are very tattered and supporting at this point, who honestly have been causing problems for the state troops that are trying to push through and help here. Balance power still very even. I'm trying desperately to chase off these last few remaining troops, but we'll see. It's going to be very, very close. If I can manage to shatter a few of these remaining units, and if I can get some good damage on VOLKMAR, we might be able to pull things out. Empire Knights come in, the Fleet Captain getting shot up by Free Company. The Halberd's going to also come in here and try and finish things off. But yeah, I believe those Knights shattered? No, still not shattered after everything. Silostra just finished chasing those other routing units off the side, but you can see the balance power has taken a turn for the worse at this point as the Fleet Captain starts to take more damage here. The Halberd's especially not going to be great, but really don't have that much of a choice at this point. I just need to fight in melee to try and grind it out here. But yeah, Silostra in a little bit of a vulnerable situation, so I'm going to pull the Fleet Captain back to try and protect against VOLKMAR once again. The Terror in the late game does manage to rout off like the Free Company, the Silver Bullets, who've used up all their ammo and everything, but VOLKMAR comes through, tries to get on Silostra. We're able to block, but because the Fleet Captain's facing the other way, not getting the melee defense against like the Bright Wizard, and VOLKMAR takes a few nasty hits, and that's enough to send her into crumbling. With her crumbling, Silostra is going to start to lose leadership as well and get isolated here and have no protection from the magic damage of VOLKMAR as he starts to just plow her over. Oh, that came out wrong, guys. Going to be a few comments about that one, I'm sure. But anyway, we'll go ahead and fast forward a little bit as VOLKMAR finishes things off here. The Fleet Captain getting ground down by Halberdiers and Free Company and everything. Silostra singing her songs to the Halberdiers as well. Here comes VOLKMAR, just running her over with the chariot. The Warrior Priest on the back getting a quick Warhammer thrust because, you know, that's just how this game is. And yeah, that's going to be it. GG to my opponent. Very well played. Super fun battle. Hope you guys enjoyed watching. Yeah, definitely misplaying my Hounds and misusing the Damned Knights Errant there, I think, is what ultimately cost me the game. If I had used them a little bit better to go shut down those missile units, like if I had kept my Hounds just more conservative, and then once everything was fixed in place, then you flank up and around and get on the Silver Bullets in particular, because they were a major threat, then I could have used the Damned Knights Errant to potentially go after the Free Company and at least tie them down and do some damage, maybe terrify them away. And the larger point of just having key mobility units to chase units that are terrified. The Scurvy Dogs both got 0 kills, and had I used them to chase terrified and routing units, would have been much, much more effective. But as it was, very well played to my opponent, staying calm there, despite how horribly that frontline engagement went initially. 51 kills on zombies, 44 here, not bad at all. 66 for the Black Spot, definitely paid for themselves, helping to deal with those Empire Knights. Unfortunately, got dragged down a little bit there in the late game, but still an excellent unit overall. 92 kills on Queen Bess. Hard to say if that was worth it. It did take out the Hammer of Witches, which is pretty good value there. Also did some good damage to the Flagellants and so on, so probably was worth it in the end, but there's an argument to be made that rather than going after the Flagellants, that I should have probably been focusing on the missile units. Again, sort of a misplay on my part, but Lamprey's Revenge, 64 kills. Should have definitely not had them in range of the Silver Bullets as well, so definitely some mistakes on my part, but very well played to my opponent. Like I said, 128 for Silostra herself with that beautiful Lamprey's Revenge, Vangeist's Revenge. 67 for the Fleet Captain, grinding it out in melee. VOLKMAR himself racking up 58, 140 for these Halberdiers, man. They tanked it up. 74 for some Spearmen. Excellent work there. And yeah, Silver Bullets, definitely the MVPs here. 108 kills, gunning down the Lamprey's Revenge, the Syrenes, just doing a ton of damage to high-value targets, so excellent work there. Hammer of Witches was able to do some damage to Queen Bess. Ultimately, probably wasn't worth it in the end, but still managed to soak some shots and, you know, distract Queen Bess at the very least for a while, so that in and of itself is useful, but super fun battle. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you do like this sort of content, be sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification button so every time I upload a new video, you'll be notified. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you next time.